Hi everybody, welcome back once again. We're going to do some yoga, so get yourself ready, unroll your mat, grab props if you'd like to use them, and I'll see you right back here. Hi again. We're starting from a comfortable seated position on the mat, so get yourself comfortable for at least the first few moments. I am sitting cross-legged on a block because sitting on a prop helps to find length along the lower back rather than struggling to sit tall. And sitting tall is always just a good idea for your overall alignment. Get yourself comfortable, let your hands drop onto your legs or in your lap. We are beginning with a vagus nerve exercise to help lower anxiety levels in the body. It's a very easy, brief exercise that you can do on your own at any point if you are feeling anxious and need to bring things down a little bit. Sitting tall, identify your right hand. Take your fingertips just above your left ear. Relax your right ear toward your right shoulder. Just your eyes look toward the left side. We'll hold here for about 5 deep breaths. One more breath. Then letting go, return to neutral. Your right hand falls into your lap. Setting up the second side, identify your left hand. Take your left fingertips above the right ear. Tilt your left ear softly toward the left shoulder. Sit tall. Just your eyes look toward the right. 5 deep breaths. Coming back to center again, let your left hand just drop into your lap. And if it's comfortable to do so, close the eyes. If you need to keep the eyes open, just gaze at one point past the nose. We're taking a couple moments to observe how things feel after that exercise. Just see if anything feels different or if there's any changes in the way the breath feels moving through the body. And slowly opening up the eyes. Not sure if you felt any different or if maybe you felt like the breath moved a little freer or if things just feel a little more relaxed in the body. The vagus nerve helps regulate the levels of anxiety in the body. So when you're feeling anxious, you can do that brief exercise. All you need is 30 seconds on each side. That helps to lower anxiety levels, and 30 seconds really is all you need. You don't need to be doing it for longer than that. So just a nice, easy fix that you can do especially if you're crunched for time. Easy to do. Let's come off of our seat, come onto hands and knees. From hands and knees, let's actually slide the right leg back behind you with your toes tucked on the mat. Press the right heel back just a little bit. This is more about creating awareness along the right leg than it is about really enacting a strong stretch here. Now lift the right leg up, put a bend in your right knee and bring the right knee outside the left leg. Feel free to shift back and we'll hold for another deep breath or two. We'll come back up, bring the right knee back to the right side and switch left leg back, toes tucked on the mat. Gently press the heel back a little, wake up the leg. Now lifting up the left leg, put a bend in the knee and bring the left knee outside the right leg. Feel free to shift back. And we'll give it another deep breath or two. We'll come back up, return the left knee to the left side, spread the fingers wide, come to downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. Walk out the feet a little if you like, stretch out the legs, bend the right knee, the left knee, waking up the whole body. And with a big inhale, lift the heels high. Big exhale, sink the heels down. Lift up the right leg, put a bend in the knee and open the hip. So the right hip almost stacks on the left. Drop the head down. Try peeking under the left arm just to stabilize the shoulders a little bit here. Hold for one more breath. And level out the hips. Come into a brief pigeon pose. Bring the right knee through. Left leg back, sit tall. Lengthen along the spine. Let's maybe use a prop if you need, if there's a lot of space under the right hip or thigh. And of course you can also turn around, lay down on your back for the reverse figure four, if that is a better way to modify into your pigeon variation. Slide the hands out otherwise, reach out, lower the head down, and we'll hold for another deep breath or two. And as you come out, lift the head up, slide the hands in, and roll to the outer right hip and bring the left leg around, coming into Janu Shirshasana. Sit tall, take the hands on the left leg and slide the hands out. Reach for your left foot. Use a strap or belt if you need, or you can also just soften the left knee into a little bend. Lengthen and reach. Hold for one more deep breath. And we'll come out nice and easy, slide the hands in, head up. Lift up the right knee. Now step your right foot outside the left leg, seated spinal twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Wrap the left arm, twist open to the right side, your right arm reaching back behind you. Sit tall, hold for one more breath. Come back to center, little counter stretch, go left. We'll release out, returning to center. Come back onto hands and knees. We'll return to down dog. Press back, shake it off a little bit. We'll actually come forward into plank pose. And you can chaturanga or drop the knees. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale back to your downward facing dog and hold for one more breath. We'll switch out the sides, lifting the left leg, bend the knee deep, open the hip so the left hip stacks on the right, head down, peeking under the right arm if you can. One more breath. And we'll level out the hips, bring it to pigeon, left knee through, right leg back, sit tall. Of course, modify on the back if you need to. Props under the left hip or thigh if that works for you today, just to avoid sliding off to one side or the other. If you're good to go, reach both arms out, head down. Let's give it another deep breath or two here. Nice and easy, come out, head up, slide the hands in. We'll roll to the left hip, slide the right leg around for Janu Shirshasana. So the right leg is straight, the left foot against the inner right thigh. Take both hands to the right leg, slide the hands out, reach for the right foot or use a strap or belt. If the right knee needs to bend a little, let it. Lengthen, soften the shoulders back, and let's hold for another deep breath. Coming out, slide the hands in, head up. Bring the right leg more to center, lift the left knee and step the left foot outside the right leg. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Lengthen the spine as you sit tall. Now twist left. Drop your left arm behind you, helping to sit a little taller. Look left, look over your shoulder maybe, and hold for another deep breath. Come back to center, little counter stretch, go right. We'll return to the middle, come back to hands and knees, downward facing dog. Shake it off, stretch it out. Little bend in the knees, look forward. Walk or hop your feet to the front. Fold over the legs when you get there, and with the feet slightly separating, roll up slow to stand. As you press down and uncurl, lift all the way up. Relax the shoulders, standing tall in Tadasana. Bring both feet together, toes and heels touch. Utkatasana chair. We'll bend the knees nice and deep so the fingertips just about graze the mat. And lift the arms, keep the knees back a little bit, shoulders plug back, look up between the hands, one more big inhale. We'll exhale, dive over the legs, head down. Send the left leg back, low lunge. Let's go right into warrior two. Back heel to the mat, come up. Windmill the arms out and around. Hold for another deep breath. Reverse warrior, right arm sweep it over. We'll straighten the right leg, Trikonasana triangle, turn the arms. Lower the right hand, lift the left. Looking up if you can, one more full breath. Return to warrior two, come up, put a bend in the right knee again. Bring the palms together at the heart. We'll do a little Skandasana, side lunge to the left as you straighten the right leg, bend deep through the left knee. You can stay high or go low if you have room to do so. Then we'll all lower hands on the mat, lift the hips, come into low lunge at the front of the mat. Walk the hands around. When you get there, lower the back knee. Ardha Hanuman, half split, straighten the right leg, one breath. Now take your right hand inside the right foot, brief lizard pose, bend up at the right knee, sink the hips in, chest up. Option to stay right here. Option if you'd like to add a quad stretch, you can lift the back knee and take your right hand, grab the back foot, sink the hips in again, chest up. Look toward the right, we'll hold for one more breath. Return to center, both hands inside the right foot if they're not already there. Lift the back knee up, downward facing dog, step back. You can hold it here or flow through your plank chaturanga. And give it one more deep breath. From down dog, look forward. Walk or hop your feet to the front. Chest up on the inhale. Exhale, round down. Feet back together. Utkatasana, sit deep, arms high. Keep the hips down, plug the shoulders back a little, look up between the hands. One more big inhale. And exhale, dive over the legs, head down. Send the right leg back, low lunge. Warrior two, right heel flat to the mat. Come up, arms out. One more breath. Reverse the warrior, left arm sweeps over. Straighten out the left leg, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Turn the arms, reach. Lower the left hand, lift the right. Try looking up if you can. One more breath. Warrior two, press down, come up, rebend the left knee. Prayer to the heart. Skandasana, side lunge, go to the right. Stretch the left leg, bend deep through the right knee. You can stay high or you can go low if you have room. One more breath. We'll take it to low lunge at the front. So lower the hands down as you come up and pivot, pivot, pivot. Walk the hands around, lower the back knee, Ardha Hanuman, half split, straightening the left leg. Hold for another deep breath. Take your left hand inside the left leg, bending up at the left knee for some lizard pose. Sink the hips and chest up. You can hold it here, or if you tried it on the first side, give it a go. Lift your back foot, take your left hand, so you're taking the opposite hand to the opposite foot. Sink the hips and chest up, look left. One more breath. Release, come back to center, lift the back knee up and downward facing dog, step back. You can hold it here or flow through. One more deep breath. Take a little child's pose, lower the knees, separate the knees, toes together. You can walk the hands out, maybe even turn the palms face up, or you can, if you like, take the arms the opposite way, wrap them around the outsides of the legs. Completely up to you. Let's hold for another 2 or 3 deep breaths, just letting the energy settle a bit. And we'll come up onto hands and knees. Let's actually come to stand on the knees. We'll do some Ustrasana, camel pose today. So stand on the knees. You can tuck or untuck the toes. Feel free to either double up on the mat under the knees or maybe take a blanket under the knees if that feels good here as well. Separate the knees to feet about hip width. I'm gonna tuck the toes because it feels fine on my knees and it's gonna help me out as I work a little into the deeper variation of Ustrasana. Hands to the lower back, fingertips point down, draw the elbows toward each other so the chest opens up a little bit more. Send the tailbone down as the hips come forward to avoid compressing the low back. We wanna continue creating space. So lengthen the tailbone, hips forward, chest up, head back. You can hold it here or one hand at a time to your heels. Continue pressing the hips forward, tailbone down, sending the energy forward as best you can. So it should almost feel like if you weren't holding onto your feet, you'd fly forward if you're doing the deeper variation. Chest up, head back, deep breaths. We'll let go one hand at a time to the lower back. Bring your head back to neutral. Have a seat right on your heels. If you prefer, you can take a cross-legged seat. Let your hands rest on the legs. Look past the nose or close the eyes, completely up to you. Let's hold for another deep breath or 2. Then coming out, bring the legs all the way around front. Straighten them out if they're not already there. Maybe shimmy the hips forward a little bit. Sit tall, Paschimottanasana. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, come forward, grab your feet. Use a strap or belt if you need. Lengthen, shoulders back, head forward. Nice deep breaths. Let's take another deep breath or 2 right here. And coming out as you slide the hands in, bend up at your knees, roll down onto your backs. Roll back, roll back, roll back. We'll all do a little reverse figure 4. Take your right ankle above the left knee, hug your left leg in toward the chest. Flex the feet, soften the shoulders back. Let's hold for another deep breath. And keeping your right ankle where it is, perched above your left knee, let go of your hands and your arms. Drop the arms out to the sides like airplane wings. Lower your left foot flat on the mat. Drop your legs off to the left side. So now your right foot should be on or close to the floor. A little modified twist here, and turn your head to the right. Let's hold for one more breath. Coming back to center, return the right foot onto the floor. We'll go the other way. Left ankle above the right knee, hug the right leg in, flex the feet. Try to rest your head on the mat, shoulders back. And let's hold for another deep breath. And as we release the grip, keep your left ankle where it is, perched above the right knee. Drop the arms out to the sides. Now the legs go toward the right side. So your left foot is on or close to the floor. Look toward the left if you can, and we'll hold for another deep breath. Coming back to center, return your left foot onto the mat, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees out. Hands on the belly or on the legs. Option if you'd like to go upside down today, if you want to take shoulder stand or modify, right? If you're modifying, you can take a prop. I'm going to use a block here to demo. You can put a prop under the lower back, lift the legs, modified legs up in the air, still very much like a shoulder stand, but safer for the head, neck, and shoulders if that's a concern for you. You can hold here. If you're doing shoulder stand, Sarvangasana, float the legs up, making sure that when you lift up, your head is stable and you're only looking up at your feet. If you get into shoulder stand and want to go for a little plow pose, Halasana, feel free to do that. Take your time and breathe. Let's take another deep breath or two, upside down. And from your upside down pose, slowly release out. I'm going to settle into fish pose as my counter stretch using a block between the shoulder blades. You can do the same, or you can take regular fish pose, straight legs, chest up, head back. Right, you're going to be hugging the arms in if you're doing that. Let's give it another deep breath or two. And releasing. If you're using a prop, you're going to roll off to one side. Remove the prop from behind you, and we'll all meet in the center. Hug the knees in toward the chest. Feel free to rock a little. Feel free to take a happy baby pose. And if there's any other final stretch or anything you'd like to take before settling into Shavasana, feel free to do whatever that is. Or if you're otherwise ready to do so, you can extend out the legs, settle into Shavasana. Separate the feet a little bit, give yourself some space, maybe roll a blanket behind the knees to help release the low back. That might feel really nice. Turn your palms up, close your eyes. Settling back into space, just letting go of the practice. Remember, your Shavasana has a set alignment to it like other asanas in your practice, so it's important to make sure that You are holding that general shape of legs out, palms up. Soften the space between the eyebrows. Unclenching the jaw. Feel the shoulders melt back. Feel the hips melt toward the mat. Just softening up in as many ways as you can as you settle into these quiet moments, relaxing before returning to your day. Feel free to remain a little longer if you have time to do so. Otherwise, I will leave you here today. Thank you again for sharing your practice with me. Until we meet again on the mat, namaste.